Yo, what is going on, everybody? Uncle Floyd here. I'm back for Neverwinter. Thanks for stopping by. So here we are, back in PE, our old stomping grounds. Oh, my 28's on the way. It's going to be useful to have resources, astral diamonds, Zen. Got some changes to the systems, though, you know. Mount Collar, upgrade system change. It's more of an adjustment. It's not a new system. Definitely an adjustment. Big changes to the amount of resources required to upgrade or refine. Increasing item levels, increasing stats. Power creep continues unabated. It's been like a week or so since Mod 28 came out on preview. If it had released on time around the end of February, which it appeared based on the calendar, that's what was going to happen. Any indications, clues perhaps? The Last Chance Battle Pass ends on the 23rd. Probable, based on this, if this doesn't change, this is the day we're going to get a release of Mod 28. That's what I expect. About 2 months behind, if that turns out. The items for sale on the day of the release, and then there'll be another update to the Zen Market 2 days later on Thursday, the 25th of April. And straight away, everybody's going to be upgrading their collars to Mythic, especially with that trade bar merchant sale starting on the Thursday, 2 days after. Trade bars going to get cashed in. Shards of Greater Empowerment pouring in. Mythic collars are going to be dirt cheap with Mod 28 on Xbox. That's my prediction, and I could be wrong. I could be a complete idiot, so take it with a grain of salt. Maybe on your platform it's not so easy, because I can literally take my AD, and I can get Zen, and I can buy keys. I'll be bursting at the seams with trade bars.
Hail, adventurer!
What are the epic collars going for? The question isn't what are the epic collars going for. The question is how much is powder selling for? So you had the Aragon effect. Aragon puts out a video, talks about the values and the cost of the upgrades. Choice packs are going to be exchangeable for powder. So the pack price should be based on the powder price. What's the powder price? 10 powder, you can get powder for 500. What about epics? 50 powder, 400, 440. So how much is powder? So there's the price of your pack, right? You get 30 powder and it's say 500. There's your answer. It should be 15K. And so you can get 250 powder from a legendary Insignia. Let's call it 100 grand. I can get powder for 400, bro. 12K for a collar choice pack. Some people think like the market doesn't matter. Well, it matters to every player in the game, literally. If you can play the game without spending AD or money, I'm just kidding. Of course you can't. Like your progression literally depends on the markets. You get 100K rough AD each day. What are you going to do when you refine that? The point is you use it, you spend it. Imagine if there was no market, no auction house, no Zen exchange, different game. So you get 1,250 powder from a Mythic, and at 5 it would be 625. So effectively, if you want to buy powder in bulk, you got to buy Mythic Insignias, and that means that the bulk purchase of powder currently on Xbox is 500 per powder. Let's look at those packs. Now, per the Aragon effect, as soon as the news was released and his video went out, a bunch of vultures swooped down on the market and bought up a bunch of cheap packs. The Aragon effect hype price for packs was like 30K. I sold all of mine at triple the value. And sure enough, days later, reality sets in, the price comes down. Because as we know, epic collar packs are everywhere because they've been raining down from lockboxes. It's the worst lockbox reward. Well, it was until the video came out saying that, ooh, it's worth 30 powder. People didn't even bother to find out, well, what's 30 powder worth? Consider this too. The amount of powder that you will need. You're going to need less powder in Mod 28. That's the bottom line. Sure, there's going to be a bunch of people that want it early to upgrade, and then they're not going to need it anymore. And when they do need it, they're going to need even less. The people who got in late to the hype didn't realize they were overpaying and they would never get their AD back. You could spend 25 trade bars for one legendary shard. These were 80 grand a week ago. The Mythic Collar market, I think, is going to go Hindenburg. It's going to crash, bro. So Aragon says in his video, based on his estimates for PC and the math, and he explained the whole change in the process and the costs changing and stuff. But markets are funny because there's domino effects, right? There's like butterfly effects. There's a lot that goes on. If it's very linear and there's only just like one step leads to the next, and there's nothing else influencing anything else in the system, then it's a lot easier to predict. But there are too many influences in this dynamic system. There's too many other things that affect other things that affect other things, to where good luck predicting it. He could very well be pretty accurate with his prediction that Mythic Collars on PC will go from 15 million down to 6 million. Will that be accurate in the first hours, in the first days, in the first weeks? There are so many trade bars available on Xbox. Shards are going to become dirt cheap. The Shards of Greater Empowerment. Mythic Collars are going to become very affordable. And I could be wrong. And I can afford to be wrong. So if I'm wrong, whatever, big deal. It's not like I'm going broke. Unified Crescent 2.3, Supportive Barbed 2.9. Let's take a look. Sorted by name. Do I have any competition? Yeah, this guy. He agrees with me. 2.3 is overpriced. Knock off 22K. I mean, the race is going to keep going. We'll be racing to the bottom. Hell, I might be selling this for 1.9 million. You know, if I stick around long enough to relist it and play this game, they're going to be worth less than $1 million. And that's my prediction. I'm just making that up. $1 million. I don't know, sounded good. So I think the panic sales, you know, initially have a big impact. And then it sort of slows down. I believe the price is going to tank big time on Xbox. For me, I just unequip the shit and sell it and recover after, because I don't really run much content. So it doesn't even impact me much. But for players that are doing, you know, the hardest content every day, they can't just be without their best shit. They can, but they don't want to. Look at the competition is fierce. Epic movement. Hey, Spoon Cow. Man, he's everywhere. Dude, darn you, Uncle Floyd. Mine will be cheaper. And Spoon Cow wins again. Or did he? Even mythic enchantments. I sold mine. I only had a couple, but yeah, they're gone. They're out of here. Bye-bye. If you can sell it for that, do it. And I'm totally cool with that. I want them gone. I'll use the AD to buy twice as many, and I'll be in the catbird seat, as they say. I mean, I suppose you could prep by stocking up on Zen. I already have enough. I don't need it. In fact, I'm a seller. I've got some kind of in the wings, incrementally. So if any of this sells, I wouldn't be upset. Because the players that have a lot still, they're not going to let it get this expensive. They'll think of it as like a windfall, a lucky opportunity to dump it. Because it should be stuck at 550. Not a fan of the new enchants being bound. I'm not a fan of account-wide shit in the game. I'm not a fan of the game basically giving players everything for nothing just because there's a change in the system, just because there's a increase in item level, just because a new item is introduced. That there's got to be these exchanges and this hand-holding and this apologizing and there's just throwing AD and making everything account-wide. It's killing the game economy. What this does is it creates a further separation between the players that have it all and the players that have nothing. And if you want to kill a game that's got trade, if you want to kill a game that's got auction house, if you want to kill a live service game where it's pay to win or you can spend money, but guess who doesn't have to spend money? The veteran players that are giving everything like they've earned it for life, like they deserve it all, rather than having to continue to play the game and continue to invest potentially time or money. But instead, no. Dude, account-wide mythic mounts. It's stupid. It makes no sense. It's not good for progression. It's not good for the game economy. It's not good for the company who needs money to continue developing the game. So if it's not good for 3 reasons that are obvious, why the fuck do they do this kind of stuff? If they were to suddenly announce that you only need 1 upgrade and you could claim it account-wide, Celestial Enchant, that would just prove to me that they have baboons making decisions there. So let's just hope that the baboons that were there when they decided to put trade bar jackpots and lock boxes, but not take the bonding runestone exchange out of the game first, that made that decision. I'm guessing they're not there anymore. Oh, we're sorry. Here, take this. Accept our apology. Please don't quit, Neverwinter. Don't quit. If you quit, we won't have anyone to talk to. So they don't have ass kissers running the company anymore. Take their job seriously, and the players can act like adults and say, that makes sense, I can deal with it, instead of, oh, they changed something. Oh, they need to make it up to me. People with heaps of alts are going to hate it. You couldn't have spelled it out any more clearly in the first few words. I'm supposed to feel sorry for players that literally have the ability to run heaps of content using heaps of alts with heaps of gear, heaps of astral diamonds, heaps of resources. They literally have it all. Those are exactly the players that you don't have to kiss up to. There's the haves, and there's everyone else in the game that is not going to stick around long enough to have what you have. You got a smaller and smaller amount of players who are going to have to foot the bill. And then you got the players that have it all that say, hey, don't you dare charge us. Don't you dare make us work for this. We've been here forever, so you got to treat us like kings and queens. What's the word? Never mind. We don't have those here. Royalty. Shout out England. I could go back and edit this and it'd be a rant video. And I get a bunch of people that's saying, shut up, Uncle Floyd. You fucking console player. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know how it works. People are losing their jobs over there, Uncle Floyd. So what are they going to do? The company has to make money on this change. They got to pay bills or else the game gets shut down, right? So what do you want to do? Do you want to be coddled? Do you want to be treated like royalty and have the game shut down? How does that serve anybody in the long term? That won't work. But they know it. I'd like to think most of the players know it. They might not like it. Thanks again for hanging out. Have fun playing Neverwinter. Have an amazing day or night. I'll see you all next time, all right? GG.